Hello, Digi here with the next part of our Let's Play of Soar of the Stars. Without further delay, let's get into the game.
System update. We have the answer, Moroccan.
Now then, I am actually going to try something, to my personal play style, a little bit risky, you could say. I'm going to go on a mass colonization spree. Basically, all the worlds that I have explored so far that are good for colonization, I'm going to start. Also, going to seriously turn up cruiser research so we can get it done sooner, so that we might be able to get better colonization techs up and running. So, to start with, let's build a wave of colonizers. At least 6 of them. And they will need some tankers to make sure they can get anywhere.
The shipwrights stand ready to build.
Next, we need to determine what system we should take next. Make sure we organize by cost. It looks like Madiha. It's a bit far away. Oh, what do you know? I already got 2 colonization fleets heading out already. One to Madiha, one to Shoni. Xanthu will be the next target over in this mini cluster, which is close to where the target started out. And we've got a colonization fleet already heading there too. Looks like I was ahead of myself last game. So Draco will be the next in line. And so now we know where our next colonization fleet will be heading. So it's in the turn.
System update.
The infrastructure at Zuul has completed. That's good news. This means that this world is not only profitable, but it's basically self-sufficient for the time being. You can leave this defensive fleet here, since they'll probably need to be buzzing around these worlds to defend them from any sort of attack from enemy units. And Left Condi has completed its terraformation. Woohoo! All we got left to worry about is getting its industrial output up to par with everything else, and our starting home cluster will be good to go. We've still got plenty of money left. Always a wonderful sight to see. Still in first place of ships, so we don't have to worry about that, but we are 5th place in terms of colonies. I don't particularly like that. Let's hope that cruiser construction does not go over budget.
System update.
This fleet is now done. Full Malhut has been explored.
We set wing, Moroccan.
Did I just see that right? Holy crud, it is. we can colonize Thundera. And if you don't recognize that name, it is basically the name of a very, very old cartoon. Probably one of the more well-known 80s cartoons that I actually grew up watching, known as Thundercats. It's actually been rebooted recently. I've seen the pilot episode, and it's actually decent, all things considering. And it looks like the Zuul are sending 23 ships to try and take out the observation station at Wundagore. Well, Asteroid Monitor. It will be fun to see if they manage to do anything or not. So let's go back to this new colonization fleet. Unfortunately, I forget what world I was planning to send them to. Actually, the newly discovered Fomalhaut will work just fine.
As you say, Morocco.
It will take them 16 turns to get there, unfortunately. Let's start building the next colonization fleet.
The time has come. Increase the flock.
Let's check the trade screen real quick. Let's go ahead and activate Majipur's first trade sector, so we can get stuff going there. Unfortunately, Left Kandi still has barely enough industrial output that it's not going to be building freighters at any sort of rapid pace. So for now, I can do a little bit of a trick. I can turn off one of the trade routes stationed at Zakola and activate Left Kandi's trade route, which should make up for the lack of... Well, I don't have to build more freighters. Handy, ain't it? Still 2 more turns till we get cruisers.
System update.
And we have
Research
to...
is complete, my Khan.
Hooray! We actually got cruiser tech ahead of, well, more or less on schedule.
Our tribe will lead the way, my Khan.
We have arrived at Xanthu.
There will be an oasis here, my Khan.
Alright, now that we've got cruisers researched, what we really need now is a lot more environmental techs. Let's go for suspended animation first. It's only going to take a single turn to complete, and will allow our colony ships to have more people in them, meaning that our worlds will start off better off.
No secret can be hidden from my sisters, Moro Khan.
Next turn, we're going for environmental tailoring. It'll take about 6 turns to complete, but it's a really good research to get. Let's go to the design screen and see what kind of cruisers we can get. Here's the basic armor design, of course, equipped with fusion. Let's see, we've got the battle bridge design, the hammerhead design, standard command, and strafe. The standard command is the cheapest type we can get. The battle bridge has 2 small mounts and 3 different sizes of missiles. Well, 2 different sizes of missiles, 3 different slots for missiles. The hammerhead just has 3 missile slots in general. medium-sized, which isn't too bad. They only get a single laser. The only problem being the battle bridge makes this thing pretty dang expensive. We're not particularly looking for a missile boat just yet, so these basic medium mount missiles will work just fine. So let's slap on some point defense on this thing. Let's save this design. What shall we name our first class of cruiser ships? Let's go with the Eagle.
We will remember the plan of this ship, my Khan.
Medium defense platforms, always good. Get the point defenses on there. MDP, basic name.
It is a most cunning design, Moro Khan.
Mine layer, I've never particularly used mines, have no idea if they're all that good, so yeah, not gonna worry about it. Point defense cruiser ship. Let's go ahead and make all of its mounts point defense. And let's go for the hammerhead command section for this one as well. We don't want them to be too expensive, at least not at the moment. We could easily change it later. So flurry of wings. Let's go with that.
We will remember the plan of this ship, my Khan.
Now the next biggest cruiser design that we need is the refinery ship. Kinda odd looking, ain't it? The main reason why we need this ship is because one, not only does it have more fuel than the basic destroyer tanker ship, but it can also strip mine planets that it's on to make more fuel. That means we don't have to worry about constantly sending new tankers to exploratory fleets and offensive fleets, where they can just strip mine the planet they're on, refuel, and head on to the next world. Quite handy. Quite handy indeed. Standard command only gets one missile but 2 UV lasers. Strafe, just lasers. Now I don't particularly intend this thing to see a fight, but I want it to at least be able to defend itself. Hammerheads tend to be a pretty good balancing point for a ship to have. Let's see, what to name you? The Cooling Breeze. Sounds kind of nice, isn't it?
It is a most cunning design, Moro Khan.
Alright. The Zenthu colony fleet has arrived. Look at all those new cruiser techs we could get. And Manticore has its terraformation completed. Woohoo! It's good stuff. So, the next explored system that we could take looks like Fornax. So, next turn, once this new colonization fleet finishes, they'll be off to Fornax. And we get to see a Dreadnought versus 23 ship fleet, 8 cruisers, 15 destroyers. Now, it may not be too interesting to watch, but I kind of want you to see exactly how effective asteroid monitors are in a fight. I don't think it'll survive this battle, but I have yet to show you what it's like to fight an asteroid monitor. So let's watch. Yeah, it always starts you off at a weird place. We'll get there soon enough. And there we go. That is one massive Zuul fleet. And they are just pounding away at this asteroid monitor. But then again, it's pounding away at them too. The Zuul are definitely going to be a big threat to us. Let's check the health on the monitor. It's actually still in green. You see all this fire heading to it? It's still got green health. And it is tearing through the Zuul fleet all on its own. I told you asteroid monitors are beastly. This is only a single Dreadnought class ship. It is being pounded upon by well over 6 cruisers. And it is holding its own against them. Oh, just wait until you can start building our own class of Dreadnoughts. You know, it almost seems like the asteroid monitor might survive this fight. It is dealing... There are only 4 Zuul ships left. And the asteroid monitor is still in the green health. Look at that thing go. Let's speed it up a bit. Three ships down. Health is still green. Two cruisers remaining. Speed it up one more time. And it was a complete massacre. Complete and utter failure on the part of the Zuul.
We will cleave the darkness, Khan.
They sent 23 ships at them. It did nothing.
The knowledge will not remain hidden for long.
They weren't even able to drop it below green health. And with our next massive colonization fleet ready, let's send them off to Fornax. A bit too more colony ships than I had expected, but oh well. They actually had 2 destroyers run away and hide because they knew they couldn't destroy this thing. So the firstborn, the Zuul, lost 21 ships trying to kill a single dreadnought class. That's impressive. I hope the Zuul keep throwing themselves at the Asteroid Monitor. Because if they do, that's just good news for us. So, now that we've got environmental tailoring on the way, our next colonization fleet heading out, let's start building our new cruisers. For now, just 2 will work since I don't quite want to eat up all of our money
Our sisters will build fine ships
just yet.
Morokon.
Well, apparently the Dreadnought took a little bit more damage than I had originally thought because it is down into the yellow health, but there's only 2 more destroyers there and it's not worth looking at.
System update.
Since 2 destroyers will most definitely not be able to do anything. Unfortunately, Thundera is not colonizable. And nothing else interesting happened this turn. Now, one thing I want to note about Imperial savings, it's good to have at least 1,000 Imperial savings at all times. The main reason why is because your planet's morale, yes, planets have morale, will start to decrease. Once your morale gets down to a certain point, the planets start rebelling, which is never fun. So let's save up some money for a couple of turns.
System update.
Gamma Fleet 3 has arrived at Shoni.
The women have landed, my god. They will be of their nest.
Oh, I forgot to do something. Go to our nest ships. We need to upgrade them with suspended animation tech. Yes, you actually have to select it to make sure that the ship gets it.
We will remember the plan of this ship, my Khan.
Eventually, we'll actually be able to get cruiser-class colony ships, which will be even better for us. But for now, we'll just have to deal with enhanced destroyer colonizers.
System update.
And Shoni is now established. Still not all that good. Xanthu is worse. We may have to send some additional colony ships to these worlds just to make them a little bit more profitable. However, Prism has been explored.
We are yours to command, Morokon.
Yes, there is a system called Bob. Sometimes the names are not very creative.
We rise as one, Morokon.
What can you do? We have a new sector of space that we can start styling trade routes in. Unfortunately, the planets within that trade sector are not all that good. So we can't quite actually do anything with them yet. And while I would like to start building trade ships on Manticore, just look, it'll take 6 turns with current ship construction rates. If I max it out, it'll take 3 for 1 freighter. And freighters are dang expensive too. And while I could just let it build over the course of these turns, I'd rather save what money I have for the time being. Because I need to start getting it back up over 1,000.
System update.
All right. Now that this Pelican and thermal ships are refueled, we can explore the last star in this mini cluster.
Our tribe will lead the way, my Khan.
Unfortunately, the Swallow's engines are damaged, so it can't get anywhere. And we can't repair it yet, so the only thing we can do is scuttle it.
This ship has seen its last flight. System update.
And we have
Our
arrived at
research is
Bob.
complete, my Khan.
Interesting world. Not all that good.
We rise as one, Mortal Khan.
Sarah is also not that good either.
We will cleave the darkness, Khan.
But we have gotten environmental tailoring, which will help make our somewhat cruddy colonized worlds into less cruddy colonized worlds. I could keep going with gravitational adaptation or terraforming bacteria, but the next thing we really need to consider getting is data synergy so we can get command and control cruiser ships so that we can actually field more cruisers in a fight.
No secret can be hidden from my sisters, Mortal Khan.
Unfortunately, since we're mostly focusing on research at the moment, we're going to be falling behind in ships soon enough. But we're in 2nd place in colonies and 2nd place in population. So we are catching up. We are improving our status when we were in 4th place. So hopefully when these next colonization fleets, like this one, heading to Mariha, and these 2 will hopefully be able to help us even further. And so, with us getting command and control cruiser ships and starting a wave of colonization, let's end the turn in this Let's Play for now. I'll see you guys next time. This is Digi, signing off.